Welcome back to the best of Rslash. Today we're taking a look at Rslash Entitled Parents. This happened about an hour ago. I was grocery shopping and decided to pick up a few bars of chocolates. That's when I hear the ear-piercing scream of what can only be an entitled kid. He looked like he was somewhere between 5 and 6 years of age. He began to violently pull on my mother's arm, pointing at my chocolate bars and yelling at her to buy him some. Entitled Mom, do you have to pick that up in front of him? What? Can't you see it's upsetting my child? Well, that's your problem. In between trying to get her demon spawn to act like a human being, you need to put them back. My son only started demanding chocolates when he saw you take them. Just put them back, now! You can get some later. You shouldn't make kids jealous. I just smiled at her and approached the chocolate shelves, but instead of putting them back, I actually took a few more. It earned me a death glare from Entitled Mom and earned Entitled Mom another round of tantrums from Entitled Kid. Petty? Yes. Satisfying? Hell yes. Yes, OP, that is quite satisfying. Thank you very much. This next story has been posted by Shenko Wolf. My daughter had a friend over for a sleepover last weekend. They're both 13-year-old girls. It was all fairly standard stuff. Watch shitty movies, stay up too late, eat too much junk food, you know the drill. Both kids seemed to have a nice time, and the visiting kid was nice enough for someone else's teenage child, and I really didn't think too much more about it. Until the friend's mother called me on Sunday night, absolutely outraged over what I had done while her child was in my care. Was it allowing them to stay up too late? Was it the junk food? Was it the choice of film I allowed them to watch? No, my crime was far worse than that. Imagine the mother's horror when she discovered I had allowed her child to, wait for it, drink tap water. Turns out, only bottled water is acceptable for a family. Now, I know some places there are issues drinking tap water. We live in an area with excellent tap water quality, so I was kind of baffled what the issue was. I told her, our tap water is fine, and your kid didn't say anything at the time. But oh no, that wasn't good enough. You see, tap water has toxins in it. It's not safe, and her family only drinks bottled water. And she is, frankly, shocked and disturbed that her child was associating with the child of such an awful, awful parent, and that I could rest assured she would be calling CPS first thing Monday to have my child removed from such a harmful environment. I was just kind of stunned and didn't really say anything, and she hung up on me. I love to know where she thinks bottled water companies get their water from. And second, we're in Australia, and CPS isn't a thing here, so yeah, they're out of here. And OP then posts an update. So last night, my wife and I went to an arena concert of a band we have both idolized from childhood. 2 of 4 original members, still a fun show, and lead guitarist is still amazing. My daughter and her friend from last week's incident has recently discovered the band and kind of fangirled out last weekend when we mentioned we were seeing them this weekend. We were sold the tickets by another friend who couldn't go, so we only had 2 tickets. If we'd had the means, I would have liked to take my daughter, but it didn't work out that way. So, we bought a bunch of overpriced merch, as you do, including a t-shirt for our daughter, and a matching one for her friend with the crazy bottled water mother. I thought it'd be nice, no hard feelings gesture, certainly to the kid, and hopefully to the mother. My daughter took off on her bike to her friend's house first thing in the morning to give her the shirt and hang out listening to 40-year-old songs that were cool before I was born. So guess who just called? She was calling to say thanks for the nice gift for her kid and apologizes for overreacting last weekend? Nope, no she wasn't. Her family doesn't need charity and she is more than capable of buying her child's clothes if she needs them. And even so, she wouldn't buy her child's clothes advertising something so vile, and I can rest assured, this seems to be the go-to phrase here, that she has thrown the t-shirt into the rubbish. And she'll thank me to stay out of her family's business. And with that, she hung up on me. And then OP then posts the vile t-shirt in question. It is literally just a Queen t-shirt. Queen is not vile. Y'all need to calm down. Queen is awesome. This next story has been posted by Tartar Buildup. So, I have Asperger's syndrome, an autistic spectrum condition, and I also suffer from anxiety, which often manifests in a stutter. I'm usually a very talkative and upbeat person, but it often takes me a while to actually get my words out. When I'm trying to order at a restaurant, usually the staff are very patient and sympathetic. I get self-conscious pretty easily. So Entitled Daddy comes along while I'm ordering food at a coffee shop. He's standing behind me with his little kid as I'm trying to order. Stutter kicks in, and the lady at the counter is pleasantly helping me along. The entitled dad, "Come on, just spit it out for fuck's sake. We've been waiting ages." I try not to look at entitled dad and continue with my own business. I briefly glance down at his kid, who is starting to look extremely uncomfortable. Entitled dad says, "My kid's autistic, you know. We can't wait this long." Me, "Yeah, so am I, so maybe you should be a little more understanding." "Just hurry the fuck up, mate," puts on a fake stutter. "Stop being an attention seeker." I was kind of shocked he was just casually swearing in front of his little kid. What a great example to set, right? So I continued trying to finish my order so I can finally step aside and let this dickweed have his turn once I've paid for mine. I'm feeling pretty self-conscious again now, and I'm starting to feel myself about to cry. I have a very strong emotional reaction to the smallest confrontation. I think the lady serving me probably saw the look in my eyes. Now, I have never met any of the employees here, but the woman on the cash register is and always will be my hero. After he tried ordering, she began asking him loads of unnecessary specific questions about what sauces and extras he wanted, but she was putting on a really exaggerated stutter. "Do you want anything else?" He was standing there trying to get her to spit it out as well, but she was talking like a full minute to say each sentence. You could see the cogs turning in Entitled Dad's head. Entitled Dad's kid was kind of laughing by now. I saw the register lady shoot him a little smile. "Right, you could stop taking this piss right the fuck now." I'm sorry, sir. I have a speech impediment." I got my food and headed for a table, but I had a perfect view of Entitled Dad trying to place his order and pay, very slowly. It took no less than 15 minutes to finally get his order in. It was a very slow day. The kid looked happy when he was given a huge lump of marshmallows for having to wait. I like to pretend that Entitled Dad got spit in his coffee. I tipped that waitress like 20 euros after that. I didn't even have to get revenge. A kind-hearted waitress punished that git for me. Thank you, OP. What a satisfying story. And to the kid, thank you for being patient. This next story has been posted by Fell6. I made this account just to post this because they won't stop bugging me. Backstory. So my parents disowned me for being an atheist. My family is very religious. They will look at you like trash if you say you don't believe in God. They kicked me out and didn't support me through college, my last year of college, and I haven't spoke to them for almost 3 years now. Just a few weeks ago, I got word from my cousin that my little sister got hospitalized due to dengue, so I went to visit her when she was about to be discharged. When I got there, it was just my sister in the room. I asked where my parents were, and she said that they were trying to raise funds for the hospital bill. Turns out my parents' medical insurance didn't cover most of the hospital bill and left a large out-of-pocket around 26,000 Philippine pesos. If there are any Filipinos out there, you know this is a large amount already. Fortunately, I was able to save a lot in the past year, so I went ahead and paid for it. When my parents came back, I told them it's already been paid for and that we're just waiting for the discharge orders. The first question they ask is why I was there and where did I get the money from. I explained my cousin told me what happened and that I was saving money for my little sister's college. They didn't even thank me, and the next question they ask is how much money I saved. I didn't give them the amount, but they insisted I should give it to them since my sister is living with them. I told them no and that I will give it to my sister personally once she enters college. It's her last year of high school. That wasn't good enough for them. They kept saying they need the money, but won't even specify what the money would be for. I still didn't budge. A week went by, and they still don't stop bugging me, calling me ungrateful to them as my parent, so on and so forth, even asking my girlfriend to have her talk to me about giving them the money. OP, that literally... Oh my gosh, that doesn't even make sense. Please tell me how... Please post in the comments how their parents' logic might make sense. This next story has been posted by X Orianis. Lots of people seemed intrigued by my entitled parents, so here's another one for you. This one, I'm actually the entitled kid. I know, feel free to roast me. Once a year, when I was younger, my parents used to take us all on a trip to Puerto Rico where we'd stay in these fine resorts on the beach. I was reminiscing on these trips earlier with my husband and remembered the free secret pools my mom used to take us to, only to realize what the deal really was with them. One specific story in particular comes to mind about the secret pools. I had to be about 7 or so at the time. My cousins were on a trip with me and were roughly about my age. When the sun beat down too much and the sand got annoying and we were all crying and cranky, we'd visit the secret pools. My mom used to lead us up all these paths around the big beach houses. She would go up to some and check the gates. If it was locked, we kept going. Finally, one was open and she went in first to check if anyone was in. She called us in, where a big infinity-style pool and hot tub awaited in this gorgeous backyard. We were told to jump in and have fun, which we all did without asking questions. About 15 to 20 minutes later, someone appears at the back door. The following conversation goes down in Spanish, so I'll translate roughly to English. Remember, I am unfortunately in Child Kid 1 in this story. Who are you, and what are you doing on my property? The kids are just playing and cooling off. We won't be long. No, I don't know you. How did you get in here? Mom, getting annoyed. You left the gate open. We were walking by and my kids saw your pool. Yeah, that's not okay. Please leave. What? We're on vacation. You left your gate open. It's completely legal for us to be here because it's on the beach and it's public. We're visiting your country anyway, so we should feel welcomed by the locals. Just let the kids play. I'm afraid I cannot. Please get off my private property. No, just 5 more minutes. Please? The resort's pool is far away and is way too full. I will call the police if you do not leave. Fine. Kids, we need to leave. Come on. Entitled Kid says, no, 5 more minutes. No, this mean lady says we need to leave. Both entitled kids start crying. See what you've done? You don't know how hard it is with kids on vacation. I have 2 kids, and that is not my problem. Both entitled kids get out in a huff. Entitled Kid 2, turning to the owner, can I have a snack? It's the least that you can do. What? No, I can get you some water, but... Entitled Kid 2, I want a sandwich! My mom, glaring at the owner as she leads entitled kids away. You're disgusting. For years, I still didn't understand and would ask about the secret pools whenever we went. After doing it maybe once or twice again at other places, my mom claimed she had no idea about these secret pools and told me to stop talking about them. After over a decade, I remembered these pools and had the realization of what was really going on. Oof. OP then leaves an edit. Yeah, for those asking, we were coming from a state in America, and yes, I know Puerto Rico is in another country, but my mom didn't know. Best part, her parents were literally born and raised in Puerto Rico. Then again, this is someone who worked in a hospital in New York during 9/11, and in 2017 asked if the Twin Towers were still up, so she's not entirely the sharpest tool in the shed. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Thank you for sharing, OP. And with that, you have been listening to the best of Rslash. If you like what we're doing, please leave a thumbs up, as that is the fastest and best way to grow our show. If you didn't know already, we release a show and content every single day, 7 days a week, so please subscribe if you'd like to hear more.